What's going on, everybody? It's Refle here, and I have another Refle's anime reviews and discussions video for you today, or tonight, or whenever you're watching this. And this time we have a sort of a request. It wasn't really requested, but suggested uh, anime by my buddy Hello Japan. I was just talking to him on a stream one day, and he suggested I check out this show, and the show is Eden of the East. I actually had not heard of it coming into it. But yeah, so I'll be talking about just the anime season, like the series, anime series, and not the movies. I haven't seen the movies yet, and from what Japan says, the movies kind of help, wrap things up. And I'll get more. I'll probably talk a little bit more about the ending once we get there. I won't spoil anything, but I'll talk about my thoughts on the ending in a little bit. But so this anime is from like 2008, 2009, so it's a few years old. And it focuses on two characters, Saki Morimi, who is a college student, and she's from Japan, and she's on a graduation trip to Washington D.C., and this is how the show begins. And she's trying to throw coins into the White House water fountain or something, and I don't know why, but that's what she's trying to do. And then she meets the other main character, who is Akira Takizawa. And the first time we meet, this is one of the weirder first interactions I've seen in anime, but he is completely naked, and he has a gun and a cell phone. And he's right in front of the White House. And he kind of helps out Saki because she gets caught throwing stuff into the White House yard, which you're not supposed to do. So he kind of distracts the police because he's naked and he has a gun. And the two sort of hit it off, oddly. And throughout a bunch of events, he manages to get to a safe house because he doesn't have any memories. He lost all his memories. He has amnesia, and that's pretty much the main part of the show is him trying to get back his memories. So he manages to. He basically befriends Saki, and I'll point out this, they instantly, it's just weird that Saki, she just, completely, helps out this person who's completely naked and has a gun, and she's never met this person before, and he just starts running towards her. I wouldn't just run away and never talk to that person again. That's a crazy person, but she apparently helps him out and becomes friends with this person, and they like each other, and it feels like a forced romantic situation, in a lot of ways, but I've seen worse. I think it gets better towards the end, but at the beginning it really just seems forced, and she does a lot of things that just doesn't make any sense. Instead of going to meet with her friends or whatever, she goes with the crazy dude she met, a week ago. And who's very mysterious and very weird and doesn't seem all that trustworthy. She's interesting female. But anyways, this is a little tangent I went on. They head back to Japan, and Japan has experienced some terrorist attacks called Careless Monday, where a bunch of missiles attacked various sites, but nobody was killed. And then I think the day they get back to Japan, there's another one, but people are injured. I will point out that I watched this anime in a very long period of time. Like, I watched the first few episodes, then in like 2 weeks passed, and I watched like 2 more episodes, then like a month passed, and then I just kind of ran through the rest of it last night. So, not too familiar with a lot of the beginning stuff because it's been a while. But like I said, the show kind of just centers around Takizawa getting his memories back, and the other side is just kind of a relationship between Saki and Takizawa, and Saki's friends and all that of Takizawa. And then Takizawa himself, his storyline is he's like a secret agent, sort of, because he wiped his memory, and he's trying to get his memory back. Because he is part of a group called the Selisao, who is a for not a large group. There's 12 Selisaos, and they each have they're each a numbered Selisao. So I think he's number 9. And so each one is given. Yeah, each one is given 10 billion yen. I don't know how much it is in American dollars. I don't have in my head. Each one is given 10 billion yen with a phone that is like a specialized phone, and they can do basically whatever they want by calling up this woman named Juiz, I think it is. And like one example is Takizawa calls up Juiz and like says, like, he says to Juiz that, like, because the Prime Minister of Japan is talking on the TV, and he says to Juiz that he's like, I wish he would just the Prime Minister. I wish the Prime Minister would just kind of say, I forgot what the exact words, but like, I give up, something like that. And like minutes or like seconds later, somebody on that screen whispers to the Prime Minister, and he says, I just give up. And that's kind of an example of like the power they have. There's many other things, like he can ask for like a motorcycle or something, and it'll be there in like minutes or seconds. It's just really weird and really cool. But like I said, he's trying to get his memories back, and there's a log on all of his phones that keeps track of all the other Selisao and your own personal history. So you can see what other Selisao are doing with their phones. And a lot of the show involves kind of meeting other Selisao who all have kind of their own objectives, because each one, or there are 12 individuals who have these phones and are Selisao, are given this 10 billion and all this power to try and make Japan greater, I think it is. Like, I kind of forget exactly, but I think it's kind of the gist of it. It's meant to, they're given the chance to make Japan great, and whoever does that wins the game, because it's a game. And if you run out of all your money, you pretty much die. They kill you. They kill you off. So there's a lot of interactions with other Selisao, and like I said, each one has their own objectives. A lot of them don't even try to win the game. They just try to do what they think is for the best, and some of them just do what they want and kill people and stuff like that. You'll meet plenty of those characters. But I just really like the story of a show. It's really just interesting, and it's not something I've seen a whole bunch. The whole Selisao and like this mixture of like secret agent stuff and mystery behind all of this organization. is really cool, and it's interesting to see like the other Celestials like points of view on stuff and what they do with all this power. And kind of unraveling the mystery behind who the Celestials are, and Mr. Outside, I believe it is like the person who set this all up, and they try to track down who he is towards the end, and they may or may not figure out who he is. I'll say that. But yeah, just that whole plot line is really interesting. The one, like the other plot line with Saki and Takizawa is, it just feels forced. Like I said, like I don't know, like Saki is a somewhat interesting character, but she just makes weird decisions that I just don't understand why you would do that. It doesn't seem rational. But like I said, it's not bad by any stretch, but the real part that I enjoy is the whole Celestial and the amnesia, trying to figure out who I am part. Because there's tons of little like hints at who he was and what he did in the past, and like there's like just new stuff going on that he might have an impact on, or the other Celestial might. But that whole aspect is really cool, and I haven't really seen that much in anime I've watched, so that is pretty cool. Also, I have two little tangents I want to go on. One, every character has like a little shadow where like above their nose and between their eyes, and I know they're trying to do like a shadowy effect because usually humans have like a shadow where in between their eyebrows and above their nose. Like I can understand that. But every character has like a little darkness, like a shadowy darkness wherever in that spot. And it just looks like they have a mark on their head. Like every character has this, and I'm just like, just don't do that. Like it doesn't look right. So that's one tangent. Like I just don't understand why they did that. Because that's the only part of their face that's ever shadowed. It's just weird. Another part is there's a dog that Takizawa owns, because he owns like a large mall somehow. It's pretty cool actually. And there's a dog in there. And his dog has wings and like red stuff around him. And I can't figure out if the dog's a mutant or like a robotic dog or an actual dog that just has like a harness around him. Because if it's a harness, it's poorly drawn. Because it doesn't even like go around his whole body, because there's like angel wings on him and nothing is like attached to them, but he has like red markings underneath his like armpits and his neck, and it looks like somebody slit his throat and his armpits, and there's just blood hanging out. So that's why I think he's a mutant. Like I can't figure out this dog. Like I want to know, is this dog a mutant or just a normal dog, and I just can't figure it out or something. Like and like just what they drew on a dog just didn't look right. So it's either a mutant, they did some experiments on this dog or something, put wings on it. It's a cute dog, I'll say that, but it creeps me out too. So that's another tangent I want to go on. But lastly, kind of to wrap it up, is the ending. Now, like I said, there is two movies that kind of help wrap up stuff from the anime series, and I would highly recommend checking those out, because I find the ending to be pretty weak in a lot of ways. Like it concludes it concludes a very big like story thing towards the end, but you really don't get a whole bunch of answers to your questions, and it definitely feels like they were setting up for another season, but they just never got another season, so they had to settle with movies, which a lot of anime series have happened to them. So yeah, if they had another season, I think that would have really, really helped, and it could have just it would have been a perfect way to make another season, really, because it definitely sets it up like that. So since it sets it up like there's a second season, even though there's no second season, it makes for a kind of weak ending. Because like I said, not much is really answered regarding a lot of plot points. It's not a bad ending by any stretch, but it's not a satisfying ending, I guess you could say. But yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to say about the ending. Overall, though, I really liked the show. It was a good recommendation. My 2 recommendations I've done so far, Eden of the East, this, and No Game, No Life, have been both really good. Yeah. So thank you for the recommendation, Japan. And if I had to give it a rating out of 10, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. I feel like it's a good show to watch. It's really interesting, especially the Cell South stuff. It reminds me a lot of like American kind of like action espionage / spy movies. Like, it reminds me, like, they referenced the Bourne movies, Jason Bourne movies, I think once or twice, and it definitely reminds me of those kind of movies. So if you like those and you like anime, you probably like the show. It's good. It's a good show. Glad I watched it, and I'll have to check out the movies at some point because it'll help wrap up some of the storylines. So if I ever do that anytime soon, I'll make sure to review those. But this is just about the anime series, which, like I said, I felt like it was set up for a season 2, which it never got. So as far as the anime series, it's good, but it has a lot of weak points, which may or may not be its fault. But it's a good watch. Yeah, I should wrap it up. So next time, it's probably gonna be. I'm probably gonna have to do a whole bunch of recording of these reviews because I believe next week is the last week of many shows for fall 2015. So I'll probably have a good 5-6 reviews to make up, maybe even more. And I'll probably do like a week of anime reviews. And then after that, I plan on doing like a top 10 anime of 2015 video, which should be interesting because there's some good competition. But thank you for watching, and like I said, feel free to suggest some anime to watch, like Hello Japan sort of kind of did, and I have a few other requests I have to go through that I need to basically start. But if you have any shows you are curious in watching, but you're not sure if it's worth your time, then just waste my time and let me tell you about it. Or if a show you really think is great and you want me to talk about it, then let me know. Or if a show really sucks, because I'll basically do any request you say. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.